We got grounded for the next 10 years of our life, or until we move out. Okay, so basically last night we were watching a movie and like we were watching TikTok and stuff, but it wasn't like we weren't having any fun. And so there's this guy that like added me on Snap and I added him back, and him and his friend liked us and was asking if he could pick us up and like take us to his spot. And we didn't like think anything bad about it, and we were bored and my mom was sleeping, so we left. They literally took us to McDonald's and we were like, this is your spot? And he was like, yeah. We were like, okay, whatever, like it's better than just being at home. So we live like close to another state, and so they're like, okay, we should like drive up to that state, and we were like, no, like we're not gonna leave the state in midnight.
And then we left the state.
And the roads were really empty because it was so late at night. And so we were going like 120 and an 80. And of course, the one time we had to get pulled over was by her uncle. And so I was like, hide, Julia, because I want him to see her. I didn't know if he'd recognize me. And that obviously just made it like more suspicious. So then we all had to get out and he searched the guy's car. And then he found out that we were like younger. And it turns out those guys were literally like 24 and 25. We literally thought they were like 16. So yeah, then we drove home by the police.
And I have to like stay at her house. I'm not even allowed to go.
Yeah, because she basically got kicked out, but she wasn't like there to get kicked out, so she just got like, I don't know. It's a long story. But those guys, like, they went to jail because there's a bunch of other stuff that they like were doing or like had in their car or something. I don't even know.
And we have boards on our windows, like,
yeah.
So we can't even get out.
We can't even like leave. So
we're just gonna have to go at our sister's for now because my sister lives here too.
Julia, oh my gosh, it's opening up another one. Anyways, my mom took away our shoes. We don't know why, but she did. Do you guys think we should just like do ASMR for the rest of our careers? But guys, I have to get my nails done, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Like, I really need to get them done.
We'll just have to get those guys to take us again.
But guys, comment what we should. Okay, but I'm gonna finish my lashes, but wish us luck, guys. Bye, love you.
All of the things my best friend of 13 years did that made me cut her the fuck off, part 2. By the way, thank you for 20k hobknockers. There are 20,000 of you. I have so many more stories to tell. So if you resonate with any of these, just hit the follow button and become a hobknocker. Nut. Don't ask me why this happened because I couldn't fucking tell you still to this day. She was a part of a group chat when I was in high school that was literally just made to make fun of me for dyeing my hair blonde. It quickly went from being about hair to them literally harassing me on Twitter, in person, taking photos of me, to the point where I ate my lunch in the freaking bathroom. So fucking embarrassing, but like, these girls made high school a living hell for me. And you wanna know the funniest part about it all? Guess who's blonde now? Every single one of them. Just never forget who did it first, baby girl. I'm just now realizing how fucking weird this next one sounds. She would stalk people who did me wrong in the past and send me like screenshots and life updates of them doing good. Like, are you okay? Oh god. One thing she was really good at was disguising literal constant shitting on me and putting me down as honesty. Ew. So half the time when she was like putting me down, I wouldn't even really like realize what she was doing and that she was doing it totally intentionally. But I do remember feeling like so fucking disgusting and drained after every time we hung out. Literally, even if we just went for a car ride, it would feel like the fucking life had been sucked out of me. I can visibly remember times where I just remember being so happy and then I like hang out with her and I'm so fucking sad after and just feel like shit about myself. My YouTube channel went viral in high school, so a lot of people always like hated me for that reason. I was very used to waking up to like a bunch of new tweets and like literal harassment towards me. And I will never forget this. Like, everyone knew we were friends. This random girl tweeted some long ass hate paragraph, just like the most vulgar things that you could think of. But at the end of it, she said she didn't like my shoes. So my ex-best friend decided to like and retweet the tweet. I'm like, girl, if you call yourself my friend, why are you liking tweets that are literally slandering me? And you will not believe what she said. I just liked it because I really thought those shoes were ugly. Girl, You're telling me you're willing to publicly humiliate me. People know that you're my friend. You're gonna join in on like the fucking hate train? Be fucking for real. What goes hand in hand with that is the fact that when I made my YouTube channel, I did not tell a single soul. I did not trust a single hoe. Because I was like, if anyone finds it, then that means that my videos are doing well enough to be seen, so I don't really care at that point. But little detective found it and told fucking everyone. She made fun of and shit on me so hard for having that channel. Like, you can imagine, when it blew up, she started kissing my ass again. When my YouTube channel was like in its prime, like blowing up like crazy, like 1 million views every video, it was honestly the only time I can recall her treating me like a human being. Period. She got what she wanted. She got her little rush of clout. And to this day, the most liked picture on her Instagram only has that many likes because I'm in it. And all of my followers went and liked it. She would always come to me and my friends for advice about her shitty relationship. And with the advice that we gave her in confidence, you know, we would say like, yeah, me and my boyfriend went through that and this is what we did. She would take and run with and tell everyone that our relationships were extremely toxic and we get treated like crap. And clearly it was just deflection because her boyfriend literally told her to not bring up marriage in front of him because it makes him uncomfortable. Also, a lot of y'all are asking me why I stayed friends with her for so long. Not that this makes it any better, but this was all spread out over a long period of 13 years. I never really had the time to sit down and put it all together. I'm not proud to say this either, but she was just one of those people where being her friend was easier than being her enemy. Now that I'm out of high school, I'll never have to deal with that dumbass hoe again. I love you, Hobknockers. I decorated my room really cute for fall, by the way, and now I'm gonna go rot in it.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys about how my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with my ex-best friend. Me and my ex-boyfriend were literally dating for 3 years before this even happened. Me and my ex-best friend were friends for 5-6 years, somewhere around there. It's actually a funny story how I found out. Me and my boyfriend would hang out like most every single day at the same time. And out of nowhere, he kind of started getting busy. And I already felt really weird that he got busy out of nowhere. So for some reason, had a gut feeling because the last time we hung out, all of us, she was acting a little bit like touchy. He was going along with it, you know? When he told me that he was busy, I would ask my friend like, hey, do you want to hang out? Obviously, for some odd reason, this girl was always telling me that she couldn't or that she was busy too. The funniest part of this all was that I literally asked her about it and I was like, do you think he's seeing somebody else? She really told me he's not the type of person to do that. So in my head, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to point fingers. Like, maybe it's a coincidence, but something in me was just still feeling so weird. We went out to dinner, all of us, because I thought maybe it was just some weird gut feeling that I just needed to let go of. Let me tell you guys, every time that I would get affectionate with him, they would look at each other kind of funny. So this is when I actually find out. Me and my ex-boyfriend had agreed to have a sleepover, and well, in the middle of the night when he was still sleeping, his phone was not under the pillow all the way, so I grabbed it and I went into the bathroom and I recovered deleted messages and they were texting, and that's when I knew like he was cheating on me with her. And then with her, I did the same thing. So when I finally told both of them that I knew I had also set up another dinner, I just told them straight up like, I know what you guys have been doing. Loki just left. I never talked to them again after that. If you're a homewrecker, honey, like you're nasty for that. But it's okay, like some girls just like being the second choice. As long as they get picked, that'll do. But yeah, that was my little mini story time. Honey, if you're out there and you're still with him or something, careful because he's probably cheating on you with your best friend now.
Right, sit down, shut up. I'm going to tell you the story of how I found out that my man was cheating on me with my friend. Backstory about the girl. She had no friends. She was abandoned. I took her in under my wing because that was just my nature at the time. This girl was always broke. I used to always buy her food. I would never eat in front of her and not pay for her food. I used to buy her clothes. I used to buy her nice jewelry. I literally took care of her, and I used to listen to her talk to me about her abusive relationship at the time because she was with a guy we're going to call Craig for the purpose of the story. And I was with Satan, so I kind of related to her on a level because we were both going through it with the guys we were seeing at the time. Anyway, her and Craig got into a massive altercation one day and she wanted to ride out to Croydon to the park and jump him, and me and my friends were absolutely on it. We ordered the cab, we go to Croydon, we link him in the park. Guess what happens? We humbly turn around and leave her in the park because she's lipsing up Craig in the park because they've made up. There's been no scrap, and now Craig wants to literally us, because we've been giving him verbal. Because one thing about me, if you're disrespecting my friend, if you're a man, best believe I'm gonna cuss you, I'm gonna cuss your mum, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, she's given Craig my number, she's told him where I go to college, and she's told him where I live. So I'm getting no caller ID calls from Craig going, I'm gonna fuck you up, I know where I'm gonna be at your college, dropping the address of my college, XYZ, absolute craziness. So I cut her off, silently I cut her off. There was no beef, but like, absolutely fuck no. Are you gonna be giving out my information after I do everything for you? I even wrote out for you, and then you want this man to what, come and fuck me up so you can stay with him? I don't think so. About a month later, I call my boyfriend at the time in the morning, and he doesn't answer, so then I text him, good morning. I get a call back from my boyfriend to answer the phone. All I hear is, why are you messaging my man? And I was like, what? Why are you messaging my man? And I recognised her voice, and it was fucking her. And guess what her name is? Guess what her fucking name is? Her name is also Angelina. Thank you very much. I never disclosed people's names, but it adds emphasis to the disrespect of this man. You were cheating on me with my brethren, violated me, and we have the same name. Fuck off. I literally died on that phone call. I died. And whilst I'm dying, they've got me on loudspeaker. They're together and they're laughing at me, having a hysterical breakdown because my whole heart has been crushed on that call. Well, fast forward another month or so, and I'm sitting outside my local corner shop with my best friend, and I'm having a ciggy, and I've got a Red Bull in my hand, and we're chilling as 16-year-old girls do. And guess what? She comes out of the fucking blue, and she drags me off the wall. She says nothing. It happens like that. She's dragged me off the wall, and all of a sudden now I'm fucking scrapping. I've never been in a scrap before in my life. I just blacked out from the adrenaline, and when I came back to life, please tell me why I'm looking at the fucking drinks fridge in my local corner shop. I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm still scrapping at this point. She's got me by my hair down, so she's hitting me everywhere but my face. Thank fuck I was an untouched babe. The corner shop man breaks up the madness, right? And he splits us up, and then she starts with the verbal, and she's grabbed a Kit Kat and she's thrown it at the floor like this. And I was like, that is fucking diabolical and pathetic. So now me and my best friend are absolutely busting up and we're laughing in her face because what the actual hell. I was just like, babe, go home. And she wouldn't go home. Eventually she does fuck off though. And we go back inside the corner shop, get a drink of water because I need to recover from the scenario. And my corner shop man's laughing, going, darling, your hair is everywhere. He's sweeping my hair off the floor. Right? Yeah, you heard me. My local corner shop man is sweeping my hair off his floor. Thank you. Actually, the guy ends up going to jail and she leaves him for a next man. So that's his karma. Her karma is her life today. Me? 2 years later? Dickhead on my forehead. I went back to him. Yes, I did. This is probably the most traumatic thing that he did. Yeah. Actually, no, I think there's a few things that top it, but this was like major plot twist.
Hey y'all, get ready with me while I tell you how my friend group of 5 went to 4 in one night. I had this wonderful friend group of 5 girls, of course, and it was just a regular hangout night, not too long ago actually, during spring break, and I had all my girls over. Until, of course there's always an until, the one girl in our group, let's call her Lily, we were as a group collectively deciding which Disney character reminded us of each. I know girls get their feelings hurt easily, and no one was like mean or anything. Like I was Rapunzel, someone else was Belle. Like, you know, it wasn't mean. And we got to Lily. I don't even remember what they called her, but she ended up getting her feelings hurt and started like shouting and making it a bigger deal. We were doing this discussion in the kitchen, and so I looked around and there was a butter knife on the table, and I said, why don't we do a talking butter knife? So basically, if you were holding the butter knife, you could talk and nobody else could because everyone was shouting at this point. And being 100% honest, this actually worked, except for Lily. She did not want to do the talking butter. We ended up stopping the game because it got too much because of Lily, and we just went on our way. Well, anywho, a few hours had gone by, like maybe 2, and we had not seen Lily. So because I was hosting the little sleepover, I decided to go, find her and check on her because, again, she is our friend. So I looked for like 30 minutes, couldn't find her. I'm calling her name, and I'm looking in the bathrooms, and I go in my little sister's bathroom. It's completely dark, and she was sitting in front of the door in the dark of my sister's bathroom. And like, she heard me call her name and didn't respond. I practically pushed my way through this door to sit down and talk to her, and she's basically like crying, and I'm like scrolling on Shein, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, nothing continuously, right? and then I just leave, because if you're not gonna tell me what's wrong, there's nothing I can do for you. Okay, so I ended up going back downstairs, and then I heard her talking super loudly right close to my mom's room. At this point, it's like 3 a.m. She has to get up for work in about 2 hours, and she's sitting there talking super loudly on the phone, and I snapped. So I go to the room where she's at, right by my mom's room, and I'm like, hey, listen, you can be upset, that's totally okay, but you cannot sit here, be loud on the phone when my mom is trying to sleep after so much she does for us. She ends up refusing to move and gets louder. And I'm being calm, patient, no cussing, nothing. I wasn't being mean. I was like, listen, you really need to move. You can go to the living room, you can go to my room, you can go outside, but you need to move. And when I said she could go outside, she goes, so you're kicking me out? No. Well, at this point, she's on the phone with her mom or grandma, and she's screaming, cussing, yelling, begging to come get her to pick her up because we're ganging up on her, when I was literally just... It's giving pathological liar. Like, I tried to be nice, but you're not getting your ass up and moving, and you're going to wake my mom up, and she's gonna get mad at me. And so then I got mad, and I was like, get your ass up and go. Now, now, go. I was so mad. And she finally gets up, goes outside, sits outside, crying, cussing at her mom, like, come pick me up. And she's like, it's 3 a.m., I'm not picking you up. She's like, I don't give a shit, come pick me up. You know what I mean, right? Ends up convincing grandma and mom, I don't know, to come get her. And so we go upstairs. I was like, you're not coming back in, like, with this state of frantic manic. You're not. And I left the door open. She's sitting right there by the door, and I'm like, we'll go get your bag, it's already packed, because it was the last night they were spending the night. Bring it down, we bring it, go, right? And then she's like, calls her mom, and her mom's like, walk to the end of the driveway and we'll get you. And I was like, oh, thank the Lord. This story time doesn't even grasp how loud, rude, disrespectful, like, she was to everybody. Like, there was so much more. You had to live it. And those 4 girls, I'm sure they'll comment, like... So she starts walking to the end of the driveway, and I was like, you know, I wouldn't want to walk to the end of the driveway at 3 a.m. in the dark by myself. My driveway is super long. And so I was like, we'll walk with you. And she was like, no, go yourself. I help you. Super rude. And we were all calm and chill. No one was cussing, no one was nothing. So we're like, we're just gonna walk behind her. So she's walking, and she's like 20 feet above us. So she ends up sitting on the road of the highway by my house, even though, like, she didn't want to be by us. Like, that didn't make sense. Her sister goes and checks on her, and Lily swings on her, and her sister just backs up and walks away. I was like, you know what, fine, you can stay there. So her mom pulls up, right? Gets out of the car, and she's trying to pull up my driveway, and I'm like, you're not about to pull up my driveway and be loud and wake my mama up. So, like, she didn't end up pulling up ever fully up on my driveway. Like, I stood my ground, and she's, like, all upset, and she's talking about somehow she was going to protect her babies or whatever, and, like, you know, of course, like, I get that motherly instinct, but she wasn't getting the full story. She was just getting Lily's story. Anyway, so her mom ends up trying to get her sister to come home as well after Lily just gave us death threats, and of course she was like, no, I'm not going, I didn't do anything. Everyone's crying at this point. They're shouting, screaming, cops being threatened to be called. So overdramatic. I mean, it was all girls, so, like, anyway, Lily's uncle was there too, and so he ends up calming everyone down, which is the only time a situation a man has ever helped. I'm just kidding. I can't say that. Which is a situation a man has ever calmed down. And so basically he calms it down and gets her to leave. And she leaves, and she ends up blocking me. She blocked me. Lily blocked me on everything. One of the beautiful girls from the 4 friend group now. Anyway, bye beautiful people.
Get ready with me while I explain to you guys why you can't trust literally anybody. I feel like I just have really bad luck with friends. Also, before you guys assume this is not a hickey, I burned myself with the beach waiver. Like, I promise it's a burn. Anyway, there's this guy that I was dating. I was dating him for about 1.5 years, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit less. I don't really remember. But at that time, I was also really, really close with this one girl. Also, I'm not going to name drop. I wanted to, but I'm not going to because it's really not that deep. To sum up how close we were, if someone couldn't get a hold of me, they called her. If they couldn't get a hold of her, they called me.
because we were always together. Anyways, me and him ended, and then not too much longer later, me and her just like fell apart. Like nothing happened between us, like no beef, no drama, no nothing. We just really stopped talking for a while. Recently, around the beginning of October, she slid up on one of my stories, and then we kind of just like caught up and started talking again. And then the bond that we had before like literally came back within an instant because we were so freaking close. And like you can't really erase that. Like we were literal sisters. We talked every single day, hung almost every single day, but let's skip the backstory, the boring stuff, and let's get to the point. She stayed the night the day before New Year's Eve and then was at my house New Year's Eve morning. I had plans that morning, so she ended up going home just for a little bit, and then we planned on meeting back up and getting ready for this party. We were texting all day. We were so excited about the party, and then randomly she's like, oh, sorry, like I have plans with my family. And I'm like, girl, don't even worry about it. Like I'll just go out by myself. Family is more important. Like, of course. The party that we were going to go to together was like really far, so I didn't want to go without her, so I was trying to find like another party to go to. I ended up finding one that was really close after everyone was posting about it, and literally everyone was there. And I was like, okay, everyone's there. I mean, I'm going by myself, but I know a lot of people. It's fine, whatever, let me just go. Because like I didn't want to do nothing on New Year's Eve. So I get there, I found all my people, like I'm having a really freaking good time, and I want to say at least 45 minutes to an hour goes by, and I'm over here catching up with one of my other friends, and I'm talking about how much I miss my ex, and she goes, girl, he's downstairs with so-and-so. I start laughing. I'm like, no, she's with her family. Like, haha, good try. Thinking it was a literal joke. Like, I literally thought it was a literal joke. I go downstairs and she's sitting like in the corner behind the pool table on his lap in a chair. In that moment, I'm like really freaking confused because I'm like, she just told me that she had a family thing to go to. Like, why did she lie to me? But like also in that moment, my heart completely shatters because I'm like, I was just talking about how much I miss him, and my best friend is sitting on his lap right now. I wouldn't say like best friend. Like, I don't know what you classify as best friend, but we were getting really, really close again. And if you guys know me, you guys watch my TikToks, before any of you guys ask, no, it's not Haley or Charlie. I just haven't really hung out with either of them. Still love them so much. I see Charlie tomorrow, so y'all will probably see her too. Anyways, back to the story. She made direct eye contact with me and then hurry up and looked away and acted like she didn't even see me. He gets up and he comes over and he's like, yo, nice to see you. Talking to my other friend, talking to the other friend, talking to the dude behind us. And I'm like, he just touched my hand. Like, we're gonna get married again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I was like heartbroken in this moment because like, what was that? She walks to the opposite side of the basement and goes up those flight of steps to like avoid us. And I'm talking to him, like having a normal conversation. Like, obviously, like if he's with her, I'm not gonna flirt with him, even though that was my man and my best friend. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. But I'm like talking to him and I'm like, oh, so like you and so-and-so? He was like, yeah, we've been together for like 2 months. You didn't know? In my mind, I'm like, that dab up meant nothing. I thought we were gonna get married. He just dabbed me up. We're gonna get married. Nope, it meant nothing. I'm just kidding. Let me stop being delusional. Anyways, back to the story. We had been friends for over 2 months. Like, been close again for over 2 months. And she never once mentioned that she was dating my ex. Yeah. One that she would tell me to leave in the beginning over and over and how he's no good for me. Anyways, fast forward, she didn't talk to me the entire party and then blocked me. Like, I texted her and I was like, hey, that's all I said was, hey, she blocked me, and I'm not gonna go chasing after anybody. Obviously she was no good because what was that? She could stay in 2023. That was so cringy of me to say, but she can stay in 2023 because 2024 she will not be in. It's low-key not that deep because he was my ex, but you are supposed to be my best friend. You're supposed to be my best friend. I feel so embarrassed because I had been like sobbing about him to her. Not sobbing, but like I miss him. Like I want a bad girl. Like we should go on a 2-man and like invite him, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, she's in a relationship with him. Like I look so stupid sitting here crying about him to her when she's dating the man. Or talking to him. I don't know. He just said we have been together for over 2 months. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Ah! Like, why? Why? In my opinion, no matter what, that's a violation of girl code to, like, date your best friend's ex. Yeah. Like, at the same time, I'm not going to lose my best friend over a boy, so I wouldn't have really cared if she didn't lie to me about it and then blocked me because I texted her, hey. Anyways, guys, that's all. I love you guys. I'll see you later. I just